maybe some of this shit need to die out. I believe this generation right here, and then I was looking at something. I said, damn, the cars change every century. The clothes change every century. Everything changed. But this last little rip right here, I think.
The last 15, 20 years?
Because I think, look, 2000 to 2010, that's a generation. 2010 to 2020, I say that's like my generation, right? Well, I don't know. I'm 90s, but I'm still like out the porch. But I'm saying 2020 to 2030, this definitely a whole nother generation right now. We living in a whole nother new generation right now.
Oh, definitely.
And this 2020, and that's that PPP. See the generation I'm telling y'all about? This generation is fucked up. The fake, everything's fake. They making everything, copying everything. We ain't hear about 2018 that they had fake food like this. Fake food, fake cabbage, and fake. This shit is fake that we eat and we consume and fake.
Yeah. They
making diamonds that look like a real diamond. They in that what is called, what the printer called? A 3D printer that can make a gun? That makes switches? We never knew about this in 2020 that come. You see the generation is different. I think this whole generation right now, but that's the new generation going in. But it's the kids that was born in 2010 or 2000. So the new millennium babies.
Yeah, correct.
So basically these new millennium babies is the world up.
They running wild.
Because the 90 babies, I don't care what they talking about. We wasn't like that. We was fucked up. Niggas from the 80s was killing in the 90s, so that really ain't our problem. So us from the 90s going to 2000s, we wasn't as fucked up as this new shit. So these 2000s, these new millennium, when they said the world was going in, hurry to get your canned goods and everything, your waters are going out and all that they said to do, these are the ones that the world. These are the ones that in the world up. This generation needs to be swiped out.
They wild. They wild. So
wild. Do they feel like this about every generation?
Yeah, they do. They do.
They used to have the big bell pepper pants or the bell bottoms. Then the 80s came. Then like, damn, there was up from this, but it's really it's the people from the first generation that's old enough to do this and these next generations. So,
but this is where I got to interject. Say like the 70s and the 80s generation and the 90s generation, right?
But all that come from. So if you was
there was still like you talked to
in the 70s, you obviously was born in the 50s or the 60s.
Yeah, correct.
Because in the 70s you would still be a kid.
Yeah.
So from that, so the people from that was doing this in the 80s was still from the 60s, that was born in the 60s and the 70s. And the people that of the 90s was born in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, correct. That is correct. Yeah. So, and now in each generation, they've always said it's getting worse, it's getting worse. And I really do believe it this time. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. This is beyond racks. This is beyond me. This is something different.
Well, man, King, I wanted to ask you about something else too, man, that you had talked about. And it's this whole FYB J Main thing, man. You know what I mean? Now, FYB J Main, he said that he was going to drop the FYB off of his name. And I interviewed FYB Monte, and he said he feels like J Main is trying to sacrifice him and Billionaire Black in order to get in the OTF, man, in order to make it to that next plateau.
Man, listen, man. This the realest shit I'm going to tell you, man. Niggas be feeling Yella hate J Main and da-da-da-da. But I never hated no nigga that I helped or I created. That Makes nigga stood with me. That nigga did everything. I love J Main. I still love him. I don't wish nothing bad about him. But do J Main feel like that about me? Do J Main feel like that about, like, come on, gang. J Main, you got to do with J Main. J Main just lost his girl, lost his friends. If you lose everything, gang, except you're going to be a miserable person with money. Like, money's not everything. It's not about that, bro. Exactly. Like J Main taking the FYB out his name and all that again. All you have to do is be solid, bro. You made a phone call with Lil Durk and all that. shit, and that shit made you feel some type of way that you, because you really BD. So your whole time you was, that's like a person that's whole time I'm fucking all these bitches, but I really like men. You've been hiding this shit behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I see where you're
the
going.
whole time you was being somebody that you really wasn't. You were out this bitch dissing these niggas, but really you love these niggas. You know, rest in peace, Slick. But I look at his chain, he got Slick on his chain before he got Duck on the chain. I mean, you got long-lived Duck in the back, but you ain't got no picture of Duck. You ain't no picture, you know, you ain't even got no picture of your brother, Skinny. You ain't got no picture of these niggas. You got pictures of the BDs in your stuff. So now it's like, damn.
And that was
a lot of shit me and J Mane do be a troll, but like this shit be serious. Like, I don't like stay the fuck away from me, like, you know? Like, cause you really felt that like a nigga started to go to block me on Instagram and you start doing weird girl shit and you get into it with all the guys and you into it with your girl. Out of anybody, Telly deserve everything because she really was the one that was doing everything. J Man, when you ain't had shit. He just made a post today saying that a female rather be with if you can't be with a person that a nigga that's basically making something out of himself that he don't have time, or you rather be with a bum nigga that you got to babysit. J Man, you used to be the bum nigga that she had to babysit. You was that person before. You didn't have shit. She bought you everything. She wrote your shit on your YouTube, and did everything for you. And then you bash her on the internet. I mean, they come from us and all these and all that, because I go through it myself. Me and Mama Lean go through shit. This is just a man. They're like, motherfucker, like, when you gonna learn? I'm in my 30s. Well, don't you understand that we get to live to be 70, 80 years old? Y'all be talking about, ooh, you think I want to be stuck in the house from 20 to I'm 80? 30 to I'm 80? No, it don't work like that. When I'm ready to settle down, either, understand it or go ahead. Because people don't understand when you is a male like that, it's kind of hard, man. It's a bunch of, even for women, it's hard. It's, good looking men out there, good looking women out there. You know what I'm saying? So, man, especially a man, and this all I know all my life. It ain't me. It's the same way. A lion automatically, it's just in my blood. Certainly in your blood already. How the fuck does a lion or a spider and all that shit know automatically to grab something? It's in their blood to do that already, right? A lot of this shit in our blood. It's instinct. It's in our blood. It's all the shit. I've been getting money. That's all I know all my life. Be faithful. That's probably the hardest to ever do. Can you do it? I done it. But damn, like, you know this about it, but you have to be patient with a man. And, like, I'm really getting that. Telly was impatient. I ain't gonna say impatient because they've been together for a lot of years, but you was with him when he was down and he was doing it. Now he's up and he's doing it. So, once a nigga gets some money and get more motion, it's definitely gonna get worse. It ain't gonna, people be thinking that you better off with to go be with the bum nigga that don't have nothing going for itself. Because the more money and the more opportunity and the more life I got, the worse it's gonna get. And that's just the God honest truth. That's for every man.
Yeah,
that don't mean
that's tough.
That don't mean I don't love my woman. That don't mean, because I'm a nigga. I never think about you again. That's just what it is. You wasn't nothing. I don't love you. I ain't kiss you. I ain't eat, I ain't do none of that shit with you. But females don't understand that because they can't do that. They emotionally, there's an emotional attachment. You know what I'm saying? But J Man got a lot to learn, man. Like,